come and reflect on my friendships with me. So, if you don't know, I've been having a very hard time building bonds and everything, and I now realize I am the problem. I realize I may be having some narcissistic characteristics, and although it's been very hard, I do want to reflect on it with you. And oh yeah, for context, I never had a very good friend circle. I had someone that I was long distance with, a friend only, and it was kind of a situationship. I kind of started liking her, and then although she was open to girls, she said that no, I don't want someone like that, and I would rather have you as a best friend that I can talk to, not as a partner. Which felt very bad at the moment, but I was like, okay, fine. And she was not dating at the time, so I was like, okay, okay, no problem. At least I'm right now. Basically, she friend zoned me, and I was okay with it because I thought no matter what happens, I'll still be there. So, for context, things have not been going great for the past 6 months or so. She has been feeling neglected. We are not able to talk properly. I was having mental breakdowns. Shit was hitting the fan. And in my mind, I was trying to communicate with her. I was trying to see what has happened. Every time I would get an insecurity, I would just hit her up and I would be like, I'm feeling this, I'm feeling this. What are you doing? How is this happening? Things like that. From my perspective, I was communicating it. I was being so upfront, and people always tell you communicate, communicate, communicate. And I was communicating. What I didn't realize was I was communicating wrong. And what I was doing was kind of being like, I am right, you are wrong, tell me what has happened. So, very recently, when actually things broke off and I went into the downward mental spiral, it was actually when, wait, let me fix my hair, I look so bad right now. Okay, so what actually happened was that it was my birthday. She called me. We talked for 5 minutes. She asked for my pictures so that she can post it on WhatsApp. WhatsApp is a social platform, but only if you have the number, then you can see and talk to someone and all. So that happened. I got very insecure. I was like, how does she not have my face and my photo after 3 years? And because things were already not going right, I was like, you are not talking. In the meantime, after 2 3 weeks back, she also started dating someone, and I got again insecure. Maybe she'll leave, maybe things will happen. And because we were not talking right, like we were still talking, but there was no feeling like before, and it didn't feel like we were talking. It was like two strangers communicating and trying to find a connection. So I got very insecure. I wrote her a text the day after my birthday, asking her, was I even your first call? How come you don't have a picture of me? I know you are busy and I know you have some problems with the cold and everything, but I just wanted you to talk to me. And although she had called, obviously we did talk, but we didn't talk the whole day. And she asked for my plans. I told her I didn't have any plans, and so no message from her from for a day. And then she sent me a voice note. I am done. I cannot do this anymore. You are always questioning me. These are the just the pointers I'm telling you, not the exact voice note she sent. You obviously don't won't remember that it's my exam today, and because you are all being selfish always. And I'll give you the context of that because she was right. And then I am done giving explanations. I am done playing games. If you want to talk, if you want to stay my friend, stay. If you don't want to stay my friend, don't say. I cannot explain everything to you. I had your pictures, but I didn't want to post them because they were very intimate, or I just didn't want to post them. Like, It's fine. Sometimes you don't want to post the pictures you have. And obviously, you were my first call, and she's done. And I went into downward spiral. I was questioning everything. I again, in overthinking and everything, started sending her multiple voice notes, explaining everything, being like that. But and hearing her voice note again and again to give the answers. At third try, I actually realized that she was just wait a second. Sorry, family stuff. And on the third or the fourth try, I listened to the voice note again. I heard her saying that she's done, she doesn't want to talk and have give me explanations constantly. And in my overthinking, I deleted every one of those voice notes. I asked her how her exam went, and I'm sorry. Simple. No reply. 2 days go by. I sent her another voice note saying that I was overthinking a lot, and this is what happened. I was very insecure. I was just trying to communicate and talk about it. Like in my message, also, I wrote that is everything okay? Is everything fine? Are we okay? Are you okay? And she said, okay. I told her that this is how it's happening, and she messaged me back a day back, one day after, quoting the message that I had sent. This is not communication, this is blame game. I didn't know what to think, I didn't know what to do. I know I should not message her. I knew I should not be a trouble in her life. And before that, when we had fights, we had very big fights. Before that, one when we had fight a month back, she said that I crave attention. I was like, no, 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 I don't. I do, by the way. And I was in denial. Then I reflected on it 2 weeks after that fight. And I was like, what if I do want attention? I reflected at my life, my past, why I never had many friends, why I was always insecure in my friendships. And I was like, a lot of people have left me, not a lot of people have stayed. I never had many bigger groups. I am very insecure. And because of that insecurity, when I don't get attention, I act out to see how you would react. And if you don't know, some people with trauma like me, what they would do, and it doesn't excuse what they did, but it is just their perspective. What they actually do is act out, think what will happen, create that scenario just to see how you would react, and based on your reaction, they want to decide if they would stay, leave, or what. So, for example, if I don't know if I have an emergency mental breakdown, and if they will stay or not, when I'm feeling very sad in my insecurity about their friend, about our bond and their friendship with me, I would just text them, hey, I'm feeling very bad, do you have time, can we talk? And because I was already overthinking and I was in that people pleasing moment as well, there are so many things wrong with me. And in the people pleasing moment as well, I was like, do you have time? Do you have that emotional bandwidth to hear me out? Is that okay if we talk to you? And this was happening. I was like, okay, what if I crave attention? And when she told me this is blame game, this is not that, all that stuff came back, that yes, it's insecurity, yes, it should not happen like that. And I decided to start therapy. One, because no one should have to go through that. If one of my friends did that to me, I would be livid. The next thing, is I need to heal my traumas not for anyone else but for me, so that I can feel confident and easy. But there were some things that caught my eye. I am neurodivergent, I've always had ADHD, and for her to say I never pay attention and I have been very selfish was, I personally think, was wrong. Because even though we are long distance and she doesn't know everything, she would know that even if one of my friends live in Patna, and she often comes to our hometown, and we don't get to meet that often, but we meet. But often time I'm like, she would be coming at 6, and we would be going from home at 6:30, because even though we set a time for 6, I either forgot, I was on a client call, something was going on, I was just not feeling well mentally, something or the other. We don't talk that often. I don't know how to maintain communication when we are not face to face. And that happens with my family also, with my sister also. She's in Delhi, and when we don't meet, I don't know what to do on call. And we text, yeah, we text, not that often, but we do. With my friend, we don't text that often. Also, I'm having insecurities about my career, living at home, being just an adult, and it's a lot, and I don't know how to process things, which is also why therapy might be a good decision. But this was happening with everyone, not just her. But because she had not been with a friend like that, she thought, what the hell is happening? What the fuck? And I should have been better at communicating it. She should have been better at understanding me. And no one should have to go through that. It was not her problem, it was not her fault. From 6 months, we have been trying to fix this issue, and every time when I'm insecure, I'm just hitting her up like crazy person, sending her 10 texts at once. That's not communication, that's gaslighting, love bombing, trauma bombing. I just don't know at this point. Okay, this is where it lands me, and this is the main issue why I made this video. People tell you that they want someone at your worst. I want someone at my worst, and I'm always anxious and overthinking that I will not have anyone at my worst. Okay, valid. But what people don't realize is, with that overthinking, with that downward spiral, with that emotional baggage, you are hurting the ones close to you. I want someone at my worst, but it can take me 2 months to get there. It can take me 6 months to get there. And during those time, I am not myself. I'm being very rude. I'm being very judgy. I am not giving time to others. And although I do want them at my worst, I want them to stick by me. It's not their problem. And if I'm not behaving good, if I'm not acting like a good friend, or even a friend for that much, why would they stick around? Okay, there is a quote that hurt people. And this this is just like that. I was hurting, and I ended up hurting the people very close to me. Now, one thing that you can say here is, oh, they are close to you, they should understand. But how much can someone understand? People get frustrated, it's not their job. You need to work on yourself. Totally valid. I wanted her by my side. I wish I didn't have to start therapy and reach this conclusion by breaking it off with her, or by not being someone's friend or someone's favorite or anything like that. But in the process, I ended up hurting her so many times. I was trauma bombing her. I was livid when she would not respond. I got always anxious. If she was not if she was not be responding one day, I would be going downward spiral, thinking, okay, did something happen to her? What's going on and everything. That's not right. If you are going through the same, please, please, I'm begging you, if you can, try to understand them. If you can't, let them know how many times it has happened, how many times you have tried to help them, what you think the solution is, and if they keep behaving this way, you will leave. Or leave and tell them that I'll be here, but fix your shit up. It felt like the friendship breaking off was the push that I needed. I ended up talking to my other friends. One said she didn't mind anything and everything was fine in our friendship. One friend that said that yes, I did ended up ignoring her. She had a lot of relationship issues, and although it was her fault that she went back, we all told her the second month no, no, no. We kept telling it her for 6 months. She didn't understand, she would blame us. And what did I do? I did end up leaving for some time. For 3 months we did not talk. And what she can say that I needed you at my worst. She did say I needed you at my worst, and you just went. You should have been like, no, I'll be here, I'm one of your best friends. But I did end up leaving because I didn't want to deal with that, and she was not understanding anyone's point at that point. And why was it so wrong if someone was doing it to me? Because they didn't deserve that. It's very hard. It's very hard to process things. I'm still growing as a 22-year-old. I don't know what to do, how to fix things. And although I was always very big, like, oh, I'm a good communicator and stuff like that, I'm not. I'm an anxious communicator, and if someone doesn't want to, they should not have to deal with that. It's hard. I don't know what to do, but I know it's not right, and no one should have to deal with that. I was a bad friend. Admitting it took a lot of time. The stories that I'm telling you, everything that I'm telling you, this took like maybe a month. This was going on from 6 months. Communication was not right. We finally broke it off this month. Things were happening. And although it took me quite a long time to reach here, to even make this video and show up and be like, yeah, I fucked up, I'm a bad friend. It took a lot to admit that. I will give myself that. But I need to hold myself accountable and not just be like, yeah, it's my trauma, I can't do anything about it. Okay, but you can fix yourself. Even you don't deserve that. Even you don't deserve to feel anxious for all your friendships just because of your past trauma. Moving on is important. Please don't hurt someone. Please don't hurt people around you. Fix your shit up. And if it does end up breaking, give it time, fix yourself up, and maybe then, if you think it's right, maybe send them a message. Even when I fix myself up, I plan on sending them a message. Thank you. I didn't want to lose you because of the shit that I went through, and because I was not ready to own up to my shit. But thank you. I am still in therapy. I'm still fixing myself up. I understand what I did was wrong. If you want to talk, I'm open to it. If not, what we had was great, and I will never hold it against you, because even I wouldn't want a friend like that or anything that fits your dynamic. It's 19 minutes long. I don't know if someone will even hear this, but if you do, I hope you fix yourself up. I don't want anyone to go through things that I have went through. I hope you don't. And if you have any advice, if you have gone through this, if You have been in a narcissistic friendship. If you know how with ADHD you can manage your friendships, just please tell me. Please help. And I'll take a leave.